quote him like that?
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is March 11th, it's 4 p.m. This is the Lunenburg Water District Commissioners meeting. Let's start by saying the pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have some meeting minutes that are gonna send off. Special two.
Feels like spring out there.
Feels like it.
But if
Don't be
if you
tricked.
live in New England,
It's,
That's that program that we, where we put everything into.
yeah.
Do everything, yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing it again,
Yeah.
we've got everything in there now.
Is that the one that I came for the presentation for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
So with us trying to get funding and stuff, this
We
this
thought this year
program
was
would
gonna
be a
be
good
the-
one to show the rate increases needed, that kind
Yep.
of thing.
Yeah, the past
We
year,
already-
we got all of the information in.
Right.
Now, because I was a little hesitant
we're working on it.
on
We
doing
want
it
the
again.
program.
Yeah, she's
But I think
got
this
it up
year-
and going. There's only a couple things left to put into it, wasn't there? That Waterworth, wasn't there?
I
only?
think we're pretty good,
Okay.
so I think we're at the point where it's gonna be,
So now we'll just stick in the capital costs and
Maybe
then
we just start
what do we need for rate increase?
projecting and,
And they'll work with us too. We say, hey, this is what we need.
Yeah.
no, that's what.
How do we get there?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
we aren't anticipating any rate increases in the near future.
Not when we do the PFAS treatment plants, if that ever happens.
Right.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we approve the minutes for the special meeting, February 25th, and the regular meeting, February 25th.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Danny's started.
Yep. Started last week.
Okay, next thing we have discussion with the Lunenburg Community Food Pantry.
Oh,
Oh.
exciting. Hi, everybody, thank you for having us come out.
You can all pull up if you want to come
Yeah.
Oh, we
closer.
can. All right.
Sure, that way
Cheers,
we
the
can
chairs
hear
all
the
have
Bible,
wheels,
we
so-
can all hear it.
I printed 4, but only 2 came out. But, we passed this around, but as you know, the Lunenburg Community Food Pantry is located in TC Passios, and they're closing us down. They wanna tear down the building.
That's a whole.
No, no.
Yeah, don't get drunk.
yeah.
I can't stop laughing over that.
So, but it's in pretty bad disrepair right now, and the back wing is flooded, and they're worried about air quality and asbestos and all this
Well, why
stuff.
don't they fix it?
That's
Instead of
not,
spending
that's not the
millions-
question, that's not the
Instead of
question.
spending millions to tear it down.
It'll cost millions to repair everything that's wrong with it.
Yeah.
So they've asked us to leave. They gave us a date of possibly July 1st. We might be able to extend that to October 30th, but because of the flooding, it may change air quality and things like that. So we may be asked to move next week, who knows? And we're looking at all possibilities within town. We came across your garage over on, what's the street?
Visual.
Thank you, Leisure. And saw your building, and we talked about the land across the street.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys are aware, before we built this place, we looked at the land across from our old garage.
Mhm.
And Gary Lord, when he did his project, he deeded that land to us.
Okay.
And then part of the deed was that we don't use it and we want to dispose of it, the only person we can give it to is the town.
Okay.
So I didn't know if this was something that you guys might, I don't think it's something we would ever use. I mean, the only thing I ever talked about was some kind of covered roof sections with keep pipe and stuff like that. And we feel the best place would be here for that. You know,
Yeah.
we keep everything here. So really that to me it's useless land if we can give it, then
Were you thinking about putting up a building?
Oh, we'd have to put up a building, yeah, and that would cost us, we currently have 3,500 square feet. And ideally, we'd like to keep that. Are you using that building?
It's full.
It's full, full of storage.
No equipment, they have equipment in there.
Yeah, it's definitely while it doesn't look at that as a pretty, believe it or not, vital resource for us to have over there for, staging stuff, overflow
Lot of
equipment
material.
and stuff, material.
Okay.
And it's way smaller than 3,500 square.
Well, I know it
Yeah.
was way smaller, but it was at least something existing that we could temporarily move into and maybe
Right.
build onto.
Yeah.
But you said that's not.
Yeah, it would be tough. I mean,
Yeah.
if you said we needed it for 3 months, we could move everything out of there for 3
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to, putting it all outside or whatever. but-
Yeah,
So the viability of the land across the street then, I will say we're certainly looking at various options. I identified 8 pieces of land that the town owns. And, we would rather not have to pay for any land, but we'd have to raise the money to build a building. And that could be upward of $750 or more,
sure, absolutely.
yeah. So. We're putting in the question.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yes.
that's, it's something I would have to think about before I said,
Sure,
absolutely. I mean, it's definitely, I don't know how much, so we're talking as I drive down Leisure on the left-hand side, okay?
Right.
Yes, yes, and it goes all the way, a little piece of it goes into Leominster.
1.7, I think,
Yeah.
acres.
Yep, it's under, yep.
We'd have to tie in water and sewer and electricity into there.
Yeah,
And
That
then,
would all be
yeah.
Leominster.
right, yeah,
and then you still have to go by the planning board for what you wanna do as well.
right.
Right.
So-
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot. There's
Yeah,
a
I-
lot.
steps.
I guess we don't need to remind you of all that.
There's
Yeah.
a lot to it,
Yeah.
and we just would like to present that to you and ask you to think about it.
Yeah.
And
Has the town come to you with any other locations that they
we'll identify
wanna help
8.
you? Yeah, so have you
We've
talked-
eliminated probably 3 or 4 of them, right,
Yeah.
Sharon?
Probably.
Yeah.
And come down to maybe 2 or 3
Oh, okay,
that,
that could work.
could
We're,
work.
we're
yeah.
actively having discussions
Yeah.
with them
Yeah.
about
So
different properties.
then would it be the Lions as a group that would purchase it from the town or take a gift from the town?
It's not a Lions, it's the Lunenburg Community Food Pantry, Inc. We separated from the Lions
Oh.
and became a 501c3.
Okay,
The Lions is a major supporter of
Sure,
us.
but you guys are just,
We're our
funding
own
yourself.
501c3.
so you would still, so then it would end up being your land, you wouldn't be renting from the town or anything, correct, or how was
Well,
that?
the town could give us a lease,
Yeah.
couldn't they?
Yeah.
I think
Well,
on the
like
land,
we
a
owned it
99
and
year
gave it
lease.
to them, right?
Well,
But
Or would we have to
It has to go to the town,
It has to go to the
so
town.
maybe in this case, if you guys say, let's do it, we could lease it to them for 99 years for $1 or something.
That's what the town would do.
Yeah.
Why would you wanna get the town involved?
Easy job, I know,
You didn't
I
have-
know.
If, like you just said, if that could work, if that's what it came
Yeah.
down to,
Yeah.
it's still our
When you get-
land, we
When
would
you get
just lease
involved,
it.
when you get involved with the
Because
town
if the
politics, you get nothing but headaches,
If the stipulation says either we use it or we give it to the town,
right, so.
Well, no, either we keep it,
Right.
but we can't sell it to somebody.
I
Right.
understand.
The only person we can give it to is the town.
Mm.
So
So-
if we don't give it to the town and we lease it, then
Lease it, yeah. and
Yeah.
It's
then-
still ours, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just, I
That's
thought it
an
might be
idea.
easier.
All-
That's an idea.
yeah.
So I'm not sure how this would actually work. I think it would have to be a district meeting vote
Yes.
to dispose of it.
Sure.
Either way, either we give it away or we say, oh, you give us the permission to lease it
Right,
for $1, whatever.
Yep.
Yep.
yeah, that's a
Something you guys think
possibility. And we do have a lot of support from the town. We've talked to the town planner, the building inspector, the building department,
Yeah.
the town manager, the facilities manager, and they're all willing to help us fast track anything that we might wanna do. So that's really great. They are being nice.
They're playing nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
I'm happy.
Do you have anything, like, so if they decided the land was good, like how soon, like, you're hoping to get, what are you gonna do
I
if
have
they want
to
you out by
raise, I
July?
have, well, we're also looking at a temporary structure, putting it somewhere on a piece of land that the town has
Yep,
for about 2 years,
oh, okay,
until we raise the money. I gotta raise $1 million here,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
how long will that take? I
yeah.
don't know.
Didn't you just spend a bunch of money over there, doing what you had to do to get that all set up? in the
We did
Mansfield?
get, various grants have paid for a lot,
Okay.
yeah. It's set up like a grocery store,
Yeah, it's
It's
very,
pretty
very
nice.
nice setup.
yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of that stuff we can take with us. It was grants for refrigeration,
Oh,
shelves,
nice.
things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So we can take
Well,
that with us.
Yep,
Okay.
It's not wasted.
not just the building
Yeah,
upgrades,
yeah.
yeah.
Just curious, have you
Yeah.
found any, other than starting from scratch and building a new building, which is going to be insanely expensive, just because of all the hoops that you're gonna have to go through?
Yeah.
Have you had any luck in finding anything existing in town that you might be able to?
We were looking at the conservation house on Hollis Road, right
Yeah.
next to the,
Yep.
we read through all the stipulations of what you can't do there. There's no way in hell that we
Okay.
can go in there. I mean, I thought we could go in there and maybe gut it and,
Yeah.
can't touch it.
What about the Brooks House?
Yeah, that was my
Well,
next
that's
thought.
been the major thing. The town can't do anything with
It's,
the Brooks
it's not
House.
usable for us as it is.
We'd
Yeah,
have to tear it
You have
down.
to tear it down.
But what about the piece of property?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
an
they
option.
would give us a 99-year lease probably to do that.
Is
So
the-
yes, that is we want to do it temporary for a couple of years till we can raise the money to do it
yeah.
on the Brooks House land.
I would just think, I just think of like in the building aspect of water, sewer availability,
Yeah,
the closer
exactly.
all that stuff is you guys
Exactly.
can go, cause especially being, I don't know if you guys need to follow like kitchen guidelines for the state versus, you
We
know,
don't cook.
You
at
don't
all.
cook, so, right, you
Yeah,
know.
no kitchen.
I'm just trying to think of what's the
Exactly,
most efficient way.
Yeah.
And starting with raw land and building sometimes is pretty pricey.
exactly.
Did you now, like, of course, they just did the stormwater management, then you got water issues and parking and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
you know, a million things in
Yeah.
the world
Yeah.
where, yeah, the Brooks House is probably.
Brooks House, we'd have to fix the land for drainage and everything, tear down the house and put a building up.
Yeah.
So yes, we are looking at everything.
Sure, I'm just thinking with you here. It's something we can definitely discuss and talk about and kind of
Okay.
give you an idea of, you know, if it's something we'd be willing to do.
Okay.
That's-
Okay,
And the rest?
that sounds good, that's all I asked.
Sounds like you've got your plate full. You got a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but thank you.
All right,
All right,
thank you.
thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Fran, did you save her contact information? Do you want me to have her write it down just so we can?
I'd write it down.
Can you?
Just put
I
my name
certainly
and number
can.
and everything on here, then I got.
I might have it, but
Yeah, this
That's
way
okay.
this way I have it too.
better if she has it, because I was.
Okay,
We caught on to that.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
right,
Thanks for your
thank you.
time.
Thank you.
Take care.
See ya.
All right, next thing we got is make board aware of the easement discussions that with McMillan, Barney, Powell. Take it away.
Okay, so I've shown you the cross-country loop. I just making it aware, I've spoke to everybody.
Yep,
Bonnie's fully in support of it.
Yep.
And Jeff Powell, he's fully on board with it.
yep,
We'll have to sit down and negotiate pricing.
Sure.
Get to it. Very difficult, I'm talking to appraisers, very difficult getting an actual appraisal because where like Jeff's property doesn't go through near any property. So he can't, to appraise it, you value how much you devalued that property by having that easement.
right.
So he says it's difficult without us knowing exactly where it's gonna go.
Okay, yeah.
You know, so
makes
like
sense.
the Barney, when I spoke to them, they wanted it, I said 20-foot easement right next to their property line, they said that was perfect.
Yep.
Because it won't affect anything they build.
Correct.
And, so that was good, so Jeff was pretty much, we'll go wherever you gotta go.
Yep,
And then I did speak to, McMillan's.
yep,
And, they had a meeting with the state to discuss, cause we have to go through Article 97 to pull it out of the
Correct.
conservation, just do that easement thing. And I said a meeting with Stab, haven't heard back from him
Okay.
yet, so, but anyway, so I spoke to them all, and doing all the measurements, like a mile distance through that property. And, so that would be savings of probably, I think a mile off of the town roads.
Yeah.
So that'd be
Yeah.
through the center of town,
huge.
Oak Ave, Lancaster Ave,
Yeah. Now, I would think that in an ideal world, that we would have it go through the McMillan property too, if possible, versus going onto Lancaster Ave through Powell's. So we could come at the end of Page Street and then tie in and go down Page.
Well, the McMillan's is right at Reservoir Road, so we would sneak.
Sure,
Go down Page just a touch.
Yep.
And to me, the ideal road would be Reservoir Road, because that's a big giant wide road. It'd be very easy to run a water main down the opposite side of the road of where we're on now. And then we can go into the wells, the
I'm
backside.
sorry, yes, that's correct. The idea is to go down Reservoir Road. on the
If
same page.
possible.
Yeah,
If we go through Jeff's land,
we'd have to
if we-
go up Lancaster Ave and then come,
but yes, but then that would be, I measured that way too, I think it was over 2,000 feet longer to do that. So
I
we
think-
probably would just go Lancaster Ave the whole way.
yes. I'm also just looking at the lay of the land there, if we, it's a lot, that's quite the hill and up and down, if we could
Yeah.
go through McMillan's, that's just a
Straight shot.
straight shot,
Yep.
so, all right, well, I appreciate you.
So.
Looking
just-
into all that,
I'm
yeah.
working on everything we can. The whole goal is to save
Now,
money.
I know that's gotta be all surveyed, but does that have to be engineered?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just a transmission main, I wouldn't think.
No,
Put it
you
5 feet in the ground and away you go.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Couple of
And
hydrants, just
I
for,
think, yeah, just on the high spots, just for air relief.
yep,
And I would say that's something we do. We
Yeah.
do that.
perfect.
Just cost of the pipe,
Easy.
Got through hayfields, throwing pipe in.
12 inch, yeah. We'll see if it gets there. I'm just trying to, if it gets there, then
Sure.
we just, that's an option we have.
Mhm.
Once that's all done and everything, we can start doing it at our leisure probably. I mean, I know it's gonna be quite a while, but I'm just saying, we don't have to have a certain start date or certain
No.
finish
Right,
date.
I think what we're trying to do here is Fran's is trying to like, for the next go-round of numbers to the public, if we propose a PFAS treatment plant being, having this stuff, being like, hey, we've already got approval to do, to cut through right here, and we can estimate, I think we could even estimate, like, we can put this in ourselves, and for
Yep.
that section from 2A to Reservoir Road would cost X. I think we could come up with that number.
Exactly. Yep.
So, yeah, I like it.
I'm just trying to, like you said it perfect. When the questions come up, we have the answers.
Mhm.
That's all.
Yeah. Anything bad?
What, about it?
Yeah. Moving on to the next topic.
No, I think we move right on to the next topic.
All right, moving on to the next topic, because no one wants to talk about it.
All right, next we have review annual meeting, voting time set for Saturday, March 28th, which is 8 AM to 4 PM, which is just a little different than we've done in the past, right?
Yep.
We're gonna open up the polls at 8 o'clock here, start our meeting at 10, correct? Run the meeting through, and then we will pause the meeting until the voting is done at 4 PM, reopen the meeting at 4 PM with the.
Announce those results, yep.
Announce those results.
Yep.
That way it gives us, the public, some more leeway than just a short window to vote.
Well, we've always had different windows for voting.
Yeah.
It's just the last two ones, people try to sneak in, you know,
Yeah.
they do that, come in at 9:30, you
Yeah.
know, so for us, there was no one running. There was
Right.
no need to have a long voting period for no one
Correct.
running. So typically in the past, we would, if there's people running, we would give more time for the people to come vote,
Okay.
you know, so.
How did this all come about?
Well,
We just wanted to have more time for everybody,
Mhm.
more availability for people to come in.
It makes sense to me. Again.
Not that I'm looking forward to being here all
No,
day on
right.
Saturday,
how,
but
how are we handling the absentee or?
there is none.
So
So,
that's another reason for doing it. It actually
Yes.
gives a longer period so more people can schedule. Some people can only schedule morning, some people can
Yep.
only schedule afternoon.
yes, that gives people the opportunity. There is no absentee or early
And
voting.
And-
we never really did absentee till John's election.
Right.
That was when we had, that was the only
Sticker
time we
And,
did it.
and we weren't aware that we weren't really able to do it at
At that time,
time.
because it had never been done, I took the advice from the town. And that is not where, it's very confusing, the laws that apply to the
But
districts
bottom line is, we
Essentially,
consulted with our attorney
and the
and
election
council, and
division.
what we did in the past, we shouldn't have been doing, and we cannot know what we can't continue with that.
Nope,
So there will be no absentee
early voting.
early voting,
Yeah,
Yeah,
based
it
on
can't happen because we're a district.
advice from our
Yeah.
council,
Yep.
and the way we're set up.
Yep. So hopefully this, I understand that that's frustrating, I
Yeah.
think people comment on it that it's frustrating, and I get it.
Mhm.
But hopefully this will help, where we do actually have 2 people, on the ballot who did submit papers. So I think where we had people on the ballot, that was only fair to then open it up for the full day.
Sure.
So,
All right.
just wanted to review for everybody and put it out there, so. And I did make a note when I did, my post on Facebook, which I will, post again, saying, don't forget, but at the top, I put, please note, time change is 8 to 4. So that people were aware of that.
And the time to take a vote, you check in, get your paper, do your vote, you're out of here.
You're right, yeah.
Yes.
Don't need to stick around for a meeting, you don't need to do any of that.
Yeah,
you
you
know.
can-
Ten if you want,
Literally,
Yeah.
welcome to it, 10,
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Yep.
okay. Alright, Commissioner, Superintendent Clerk, Treasurer, additions?
I got one, the state revolving fund list came out,
Yep.
and we're on the funding list, so everyone's gonna, all that stuff we went through before is gonna go through again. Downside is this one is 2% loan for 20 years, 2.2% for 30 years. So we lost the 0%.
Yep. Sure did.
Last time, lost the principal forgiveness, but they are doing that emerging contaminant grant, which we applied for. They're saying that's the method of the principal forgiveness, gonna come through a different way. So the state got funding from different sources.
Yep.
I think that was federally funded, but I think so, they're gonna take that money and give it as a part of the emergency grant.
So, when you say part of that grant, now, does that mean that that grant will only go to the people that are in the SRF funding, or?
I don't believe so, I believe whoever applied for it.
Okay.
So that grant
Yeah,
is
yeah.
completely, principal forgiveness is gone. The grant is in place of that program to give us another means of funding or assistance.
But what I guess what I'm asking is, so that grant, if we, this whole thing falls through again, and the town votes it down, and we're not applying for SRF funding because there's no support from the
We
voters.
get voted down, yeah,
That grant, are we still entitled to that grant?
I believe so.
Okay.
And I don't, and is the grant dialed into a specific outlined project? Or would the grant be, if for some reason the public doesn't vote to go away, can we use that grant money other ways, or is it tied?
It would be tied to the PFAS
Yeah.
permit,
Okay.
because that's what was applied for.
Right, but
I think the grant kind of used a similar tier process, didn't they? Like, small disadvantaged communities, you're bumped up.
Gotcha.
Higher PFAS levels, you're bumped up. I don't know exactly. I think that's what it sounded like from the engineers, that the
It-
criteria was very similar. They're not
Yeah.
just gonna be like, oh, you need to replace a water main, here's some money.
It was
It's
tiered
gonna
to
be the
those who most
priority.
need it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well, it's emergency contaminant grant, so
Right.
that's PFAS.
Yes,
Right.
but they,
The worse you are, the
Yes.
more likely you're gonna get, or
Yeah.
more you're gonna get, versus if you're,
Yes.
the SRF funding is based on the project that we submitted, correct?
That is correct.
And we qualify for it because of the higher levels of PFAS in the Hickory Hills well, correct?
Correct.
So if we're going to accept that funding, it has to involve that in the project.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. That's why I'm wondering, same thing with the grant. Is that tied to specific sites, or is that tied to just PFAS treatment? Because
The application was specific to the same as the SRF.
Okay.
Hickory Hills and Lancaster
Yeah.
Ave. So I mean, if things got voted down and we wanted to spend it at Lancaster Ave, we could, or Hickory Hills, but those two were tied to that emergency contaminant grant.
Gotcha. Alright.
And we're not tying Keating's as much to it because we're not putting a treatment plant there. It's more of a transmission main, which is actually not a huge expense when you're talking overall what we're looking at.
Right, and like the contingency on this thing is huge.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we keep this thing in line and in budget, which like I said, we wanna do a lot of the water main work. Well, we can do all the water main work around the treatment plant, Lancaster Ave, all down the wells. We can do all that. probably saved a couple $1 million there. So if we save the money, then we say, all right, let's transfer that to get the raw water transmission.
Right,
from
yeah.
Keys. There we go.
So I might be out of line in asking all the money that we saved with the site work and stuff here, that maybe we could get Mr. Esposito to stay on the board to help us with the building of the treatment plant.
I can do that without being on the board.
Okay.
Appreciate the effort then.
That was pretty good.
So the only other things, so there's a public comment period, March 24th, for all the residents that want to go on and.
So is SRF is having this, or
Yes.
DEP is having it?
DEP's having it. Lunenburg's the only one that's ever had people go on to take money away from the town that they live in.
Well,
So this is the first. When this happened, you would not believe the phone calls. DEP, Mass Board, everybody called, said you wouldn't believe what's going on. So anyway, there's a date, March 24th. You guys want to go at it again? There you go. But whatever you bring up, this is going on in Zone 1. Not a good idea because it's going to be stopped. They're going to come at you hardcore. So just be ready.
Well,
Because that's what kayaks, all that, this is where it all started. Look at everything going on in Zone 1. Well, they're not going to stop that as being Zone 1 because you're doing that.
Right.
They're going to stop you from doing that. So,
have you heard any remarks about them kayaks?
Yeah, do we have anything on that?
No?
no, they gave a deadline date and haven't heard.
okay.
The 14th of next month.
Yes, I think that's what it was.
Mhm.
It was like mid-April.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the only other thing, and that's kind of not really tied to PFAS, but the road to the Woodlands it's horrible.
Mhm.
I mean, it needs to be done, so maybe if we ever do a water main out of there, maybe we can coordinate, maybe a sewer line goes up there too, you know? 'cause
Oh wait, what do you mean, the road to the, what, do you mean their driveway?
Their driveway. So maybe we pick a lane, we put the water main in, and maybe we do a water main on one side, sewer on the other, we pave the thing, and, you know, then we look, you know, make it a nice little road.
Well, there's ways that, I mean, yeah, the whole idea of the project is to benefit the public, and if we can.
Yeah, but it's
Do
not a
something.
public way.
No, but if we're running our line through it for us to
Right.
repair it properly, and if we had to go a little further, then you go a little further.
Run it up
Makes
the
sense.
side, run it off the pavement.
Yeah, well, we'd have to see what, how the design comes out. It's
Yeah.
kinda, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know how the drainage works, because that will definitely have to be engineered with all the drainage and everything works. I know there was ledge there, so that could be
It's my favorite.
a little difficult, so.
Sure.
So the Article 97 for the McMillans,
Yeah.
the easement thing. I spoke to our attorneys, and they've done them in the past.
Okay.
So we're not ready to, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
asking permission, but
Right.
we'll see how it goes with McMillans, if they're on board with this thing. If they say, yes, let's do it, I'll bring it back to you guys, and I'll get an idea of what it's gonna cost from KP Law.
Sure.
And then I'll bring it back and say, hey, is this something we wanna do? Because we don't wanna go down the road of doing too much work, spending money, and
Right.
having to vote it down, and
Yeah.
and they say we did it all for
Right,
nothing.
I like what you're doing with what we have so far, and what we're really doing here is, yes, we have people on board, and we can come up with a better rough cost estimate of what we think it would, you know, even, I know we're a little unaware of what we think we should be paying for the right of way, we can get a better idea on that.
Right.
And it's really just for us to come up with, we have a pathway, and we have an estimate for a number to the public, you know?
Yep.
Where last time we thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, being able to go across that, do that cross-country
Oh my
main
goodness.
is
Huge.
huge savings
Huge.
for the entire project. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
good, I appreciate your work on that.
That's all I got.
Did you want to?
Oh, this one. We just got this in the mail, the drought status for Massachusetts, and we are in critical drought. We were in significant drought, now we're in critical because the snow melt is not gonna be enough to satisfy the,
You, honestly, it's a good read. I know, I thought the same thing. I got an email from a different source today about about we're still in critical drought, and when you read into it, you know what I know, give this 30 days, we could be as dry can be. What's on the surface right now is not what's actual. So we are still,
Everything's pretty low. Like I just said, well, number 4 is at 6, it was under 6 feet.
Looks like I'll be reading into this a little bit.
I think they
Some
meet
glasses
what,
on
once a
if you
month?
want.
Yeah,
Once a-
usually it's once a month, but if they feel things are
Yeah.
critical, they'll do it more frequent.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
so we'll keep you
and
updated.
that's from Mass Waterworks, or that from?
That was the
State.
state, yeah,
Yeah.
Mass Waterworks just passed it on.
Yeah.
Okay,
So what do they want from us?
nothing.
It's just an
They're just
update.
letting us,
It's just
let us know that we look outside, it looks wet, but it's not really wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we haven't got to the point where people are watering,
Yeah.
but if it stays that way, we're gonna have to, we have the mandatory restrictions we have to impose.
No sprinklers?
No,
Probably be outside
Oh,
hand
well.
watering with a hose, no,
Mark will be over to arrive.
I think the only one.
Probably won't even let me do that. So. Anything else, Fran?
Nope.
Hey, okay, what about, have you done
I haven't had it, huh?
Oh.
anything with the excavator? I mean, any?
No, we had, Caterpillar was in here yesterday, we're talking to him, and, their machines are much bigger, like 44,000,
so.
big machine. There's no way he could compare pricing that we could get in the 200,000 or less, but they do have some very nice used ones, and, I'm not sure if that would be something we might wanna consider, I'm not sure how used, I mean, I wouldn't wanna get a,
Like the
really beat up
JCB
one.
quality?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but I have the folder sitting on my desk and it just has been very busy,
Oh,
so
it's
we need
been,
to,
it's been nuts, cause we have to do the annual statistic report, which is where I report to DEP, everything we do for the whole year. And I actually just submitted it today, it's like 50 pages, a stack like this, so I just finished that. We did the reports for the annual meeting,
yeah.
and now we're working on the consumer confidence report for the contaminants we find in the water, manganese, iron and stuff.
So yeah, I think it's just a matter of sitting down. I had the guy, the machine that we demoed, the
Mhm.
Zevlon,
Yep.
reach out. How to go? I'm like, yeah, we're going for it. I'm like, we have it sitting on the desk. We just got to sit down, and even if you guys want to see it before we, put it together, but the bid specs for everything. What are we looking for? The size, the attachments. We got lots of quotes, but they were kind of general quotes. Here's what you could do.
Sure.
So now I think we just need to narrow it down and figure out the exact.
So just
Specs.
the little things like the swing radius,
Mhm,
is
yep.
it okay with a minimal overhang, or is it,
Yeah.
like the Caterpillar's a full swing?
Right,
So
yeah, right,
to me, that's kinda.
No.
right. We don't need a 0, a little bit over I'd be
Yeah,
okay with.
but you don't want
yeah,
anything
the
too
full
much.
Don't want
like-
too much,
Yeah,
yeah.
knocking
Yeah.
a telephone pole over one, yeah.
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 I like
So
that.
look-
Zero's really good, cause 0 is you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never have to worry.
You don't have that worry.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll work on that.
Get the straight pads, the wide tracks,
Automatic greaser.
automatic.
Automatic
greasing.
He's talking track machine, we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
rubber tire.
Yeah.
Automatic grease.
That's the new guy's job.
Don't tell me you're not in favor of that now.
No.
Are you kidding me?
How do you know it makes it to every pin?
Like what?
How do you know it makes it to every pin? Because it doesn't.
How do you know it doesn't?
Because if one pin stops taking grease, it just pumps it to all the other ones.
All you gotta do is look at that pin every once in a while and see if
Oh,
there's any grease.
that's all you gotta do.
So if you're looking at it,
Yeah, yeah.
So would you
Yeah,
rather,
yeah.
would you rather replace one pin or would you rather replace 10?
I'd rather go out there and grease everyone by hand and know what's going on with my machine.
Well,
Yeah, if you do it by hand, you know it's not.
You
know.
Yeah.
hey, don't get it.
Hey, yeah.
When you start buying pins at $300 a piece for a pin that long, and 90mm pin plus the bushings and put
300,
them
I
in.
wish I could buy a pin.
Okay, so, you know,
Well, anyway, well, hey, we can talk all about this.
well, no.
Yeah, so we'll do the specs, if you wanna
Yeah.
cross out the automatic greaser, boom, slice it.
Option.
I'm not even gonna give you guys a battery grease gun, I'm gonna give you a hand one.
Good?
Okay.
I got something, I have something that's been bugging me, so I took a long time to try to write a somewhat prepared statement. And, yeah, so regarding ongoing communications from a member of the Citizens for Affordable Clean Water Group. who has been in consistent contact with the superintendent over the last several months. After reviewing the data provided, the individual has a proposed alternate course of action to the plan that we've been developing for the past few years in regards to PFAS. While I appreciate the time and effort invested by this group and the individual, the information presented lacks professional oversight. At this stage, the communication appears to be more of a debate than an alternative. The district's current plan was developed by our superintendent, a licensed operator with over 40 years hands-on experience working in the Lunenburg Water District. He did this in coordination with our engineering firm and the DEP. I remain confident that their professional expertise and the district's established plan is the best path forward for the district. I'm bringing this matter to the attention of the board because of the ongoing communications from the Citizens for Affordable Clean Water are increasingly distracting the superintendent from his essential responsibilities. To ensure the superintendent has time to focus on his primary tasks, I propose that further communication from the residents and the Citizens for Affordable Clean Water be reviewed at official commissioners' meetings. Even though email is a public record, I feel the type of communication does not allow for all to understand context. The process I am proposing would allow for public transparency. In short, the superintendent is getting numerous emails getting emails expecting responses in more of a timely manner on a matter I think should be discussed in a public forum, such as a meeting that we have twice a month in either a public comment section or to request to be on the agenda so that we can have the discussion so the public can see it all. John, you don't have email?
No,
So you don't know half of all the emails that Fran's been receiving.
no.
And I've been getting them because I started requesting, we're getting CC'd. We now have our Lunenburg.gov, LunenburgWater.gov emails. But still, I think that
Are these all from the same person?
yes. And I think that these are subjects and topics that take Fran away from his daily duties and responsibilities. If there's information requests, great, but my personal feeling, some of the emails are more of a debate. It's a question, an answer, and then questions on the answers, and then it gets to be a back
Just
and
keep
forth.
going.
And when I come in and Fran's like, yeah, I got that email and I'm gonna try to go through, I'm like, it's distracting from his daily time, and it's not, if we're talking about transparency, it's not transparency. And the only way I can see is to have it at our meetings.
So I'll kind of piggyback a little bit on it. Yeah, I do agree with you very much. And I want to be involved with the public. I want their opinions. I want their questions. I want all that. I followed some of this too, and it is quite time consuming and lengthy. And to your point, what it really is it doesn't allow us as the commissioners adequate time to gather what people think. It's just like, you can't just come in here and dump out stuff and then just like public comment should be public comment, great, thank you. But there's no time to research the stuff and put things together in a reasonable format back out in that. So I agree. By all means, we always want to provide people information, but this has gotten almost out of hand. So if it gets more, if we have more of this, what I'd like to do is like you say, let's get on the agenda, tell us what you're looking for, and then we can come in and discuss and make sure that we have all the facts and figures correct for the public to hear. Because you're right, some of the stuff is very opinionated versus fact, et cetera. So.
Well, see, this is where it gets difficult here, when you look at the wells capacities. You might be able to come up and say, oh, they can do this. Like seems to be the big thing, we supplied the town of Lunenburg when we did the pilot test on Keys. Lancaster fed the town for 4 months during the winter. I mean, that's
Right.
huge,
Yeah.
okay? So everybody's got to understand, it was a winter, okay? So you got to forget about that in the middle of August and September. So So on paper, looking at it, hey, this can pump this, well, you can pump that every day for the whole year. No, you can't. And I did a printout of well number 4 back in September, and we get down to under 3 feet of water. The pump shuts off at 2 feet of water above the suction, the intake, because we don't want to draw any kind of air in it. So we set it at 2 feet, we're down to 3 feet. And this isn't running every day, 20 hours a day, so we alternate every other day. So we ran it one day, and I looked at the log of recharge, and it took 26 hours from shutdown to fully recharge. So if figure, all right, so we're gonna run in 13 hours. We didn't fully recharge. Every day, it's gonna be longer. You do this for enough time, then you're down to nothing. Like I've said 100 times, I've seen these wells where you can only run for 4 hours, and it's out of water, and it hits its critical shut off, and off it goes. So on paper, you can come up with whatever plan you want. You guys don't have to believe me. Ask the engineers. Show them that graph. This would not pass a current pump test.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is not something that is required for him to do daily.
Correct.
He spent all this time on this. He knows this. He's done this job for 40 years. We have the plan that we've been working on since PFAS came around, working with professional engineers and working with DEP. Everybody is, all of the powers that be and the professionals agree with what we are trying to put forth for as a plan. I understand wholeheartedly that public has questions, and I think a lot of the things that I've seen are already been answered. If I asked the superintendent the other day, through all those emails, is there anything in there that would change from what we are currently proposing for a plan for what the district's needs are for the future? No. So then that told me he's spending a lot of time on something that that is taking away from what his responsible
His
daily
primary
responsibilities
duties,
are.
I assume.
So, and I'm not looking to, and same thing, not looking to, quash anybody's voice, but if we're gonna have these conversations, or if people have these ideas, this is the best forum
Yes.
to have them, and the emails, again, seem more like a debate, back and forth.
Right.
It's not something that the superintendent needs to be doing every day.
Crazy little thought. I mean, if this stuff does come to the board, we need to discuss stuff. Would you be okay if we put like a screen TV here or something, or
Yeah.
a projector or
Projector.
something, and
Yeah,
we
projector.
can, I mean, we got the plug, so we could project on one of the walls, or we just put a TV up there and
We could, I think it'd be easiest, honestly, just get a large screen TV up
Yeah.
there that you can,
Remote into,
remote into, or.
Yeah.
That way-
We're saying to put some of these graphs.
Yeah, if I showed
Yeah.
that and it could get it on
Yeah.
camera,
Right.
then there is not one person that would look at that and say, yeah, that's
Right.
definitely a problem.
It's actually,
That'd be-
that's a good idea, even from just presentations and information, that might be something we can look into.
But, so I'm kinda asking the opinion of the board, that to give the superintendent permission that this stuff needs to come to the board.
Yes, I agree that when it comes to some of these very, people have onesie-twosie questions about that,
I don't
that's
mind,
just
yeah.
fine. But this has been a month, almost a year-long debate back and forth, and I personally would appreciate it that if stuff like this is gonna come up, that they ask to be put on the agenda with their questions, comments, information, so it can be reviewed by us as the board also, and then we can engage with them with a meaningful discussion. I'd like that.
Yep, and I would have no problem if I give you all the information.
Yeah.
I don't agree with me, that's
Right,
fine.
sure,
I
absolutely.
have no problem with that.
Now, this is all from the same person.
He does ask good questions. He-
Yeah,
he's
no,
a
I'm
guy.
not, I'm not,
He's-
I'm
No, I'm
not
just
saying,
asking, I
I
mean-
think, I think he's bringing forth a lot of.
Absolutely. It's a
great
well thought-
questions.
Yeah, well thought out.
Yeah, but, again, it's not,
Ones that have already been asked.
Nah.
well,
This
they
stuff
might
that
not
goes
have
back-
been asked, and they might not have been directly considered, but when you consider between the engineering firm, DEP, and Fran, and his experience and being licensed, and what he knows about the system, I'm kind of deferring to that over some kind of a graph that I made up off of
Right.
numbers. And I don't want to the work and the effort that's gone in, and it's good work, but
It is good.
again, it's not run through an engineer, and sometimes when you do a formula like Fran is saying, the practicality of that being in place doesn't necessarily mean what the graph is on a piece of paper.
And I think what you were trying to get at is the transparency thing too.
And be a
Is it's not so
Right.
much all just the work, it's the fact that everything that you and has been discussed through emails is something that's great information for everybody and should be shared with everybody. So in order to do that, instead of just a one-on-one conversation,
The best way
should
is
come
to,
here.
it should be
Yeah.
here.
I think it would be
that's-
more efficient for everybody involved.
Yeah.
if We focus that way.
Yeah.
Not, again, so I don't know how we respond to that, to putting it out there that way. I believe this will probably just naturally go that way, so.
Probably.
But I guess what I'm saying, if you have other things, your daily responsibilities, the reports that you've been working on, I don't want you to stop that to answer something that could come to our next board meeting. I don't care if you take all the emails that come to you, print them out and say, yeah, put them on the agenda and we go through them.
Sure.
So that it's all out there. So,
Alright. Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I'm done. Other than that, everybody's doing a great job. New guy working out good?
It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a little something, so I know on our annual meeting coming up, there's one of the articles on there is to expand the water district. I know that we haven't really had any input from the individual requesting it, and I've had people question it, just regular water district individuals kind of wanting to know what's going on and stuff. We as the water district don't regulate that, we just simply, if they fill out the correct forms and they get the signatures and it comes to a vote, that's our job here. So I'm hoping that the individual applicant applying for this will hopefully show up to let the townspeople know what he wants to do.
I spoke to him today, he's got a whole informational handout he's gonna give, unless you want to come to a meeting before.
But I personally think it would behoove him to put this out to the public rather than just at the last minute, because
We have the meeting before, why don't we see if
Yeah,
he
why don't
wants to
we'll put him
come?
on. I mean-
The Wednesday
that's
before,
all
the
right.
25th?
Yeah, I'm just, there's been a lot of questions about it in
And people-
general.
Well, if we did it on the 25th, typically the public access has our meetings up by the next day, so that would give people time.
Oh, yeah, I'm just,
No, I think
I
that's a
may
great
invite
idea.
him to
I
say,
think that's, yeah.
it would behoove him to, show maybe what his plans are for this project, whatever he's
Yeah.
doing, because generally, most people would be, no way. But if they saw everything that's going on,
Yeah.
and they might be a little, just really just for him. We don't have, like I said, did you fill out the permit, did you fill out the application, did you get the signatures, we'll put it on the board.
Yeah.
Right,
You know,
he
that's-
got the signatures and,
Right, he
which
did all
is what
that.
we needed to
Right.
get an article, so.
In
And
the
he covered
past,
what
it-
we needed, so.
Right, this piece of land has come up several times since
Right.
even
Yeah.
I've been here about, applicants, and they've at least had, the public's got a ton of questions, and at least maybe could field what he wants to put
Yeah.
in there, et cetera, just so,
Yeah, we've had a few, like, well, what's he doing? Well, I'm not sure.
yeah.
I guess one of my biggest questions would be for the superintendent is there any way what they are proposing is going to negatively impact the water district operation?
No.
So that would be about it. That as far as for the public's is concerned, it's not gonna negatively impact us. I'm not gonna speak for any other concerns or
Right.
what other may have, but what they're proposing is not gonna negatively impact us.
Glue me in
I
a
see
little bit.
any, so they're trying to develop an area, I believe, on,
Penniman.
yeah, Penniman property on Burridge.
Yep,
And it's not in a district, but the
Okay.
water's right there in Page. They, obviously, when they do it, they have to incur the whole expense they have to expand the district, but it runs us more water line.
yep.
So, and one of my things that I love about more water line is more fire hydrants. So I love more fire
And
hydrants.
more revenue for the
Well,
water district.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that definitely helps, you know, but from a public safety standpoint, the more water you can stretch out and, you know, you don't know what is gonna be coming out of the ground. And as we treat it, we're gonna be getting some high quality H2O, as they say.
So that piece of property down there has to go to a vote at the district to get it into the
To
district.
get any inclusion into the district needs a vote of the district to change the district boundaries, increase them or however it may work.
You can't even, we shouldn't even be talking about it then until it's in the district.
That's.
That's
the point,
exactly
right?
what
That's
we're
what
doing, but
No, I understand, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant, but, I mean, wasting any time on trying to get this water line down there and everything, and you can't do it because it's not in the district, so it's a waste of time for us and for him.
well,
No, but that's what
no,
I'm saying.
no.
To get the information out to people so that they can decide, do they wanna support this or not? If we give the information out, then they can say, hey, he's gonna do this, I'm not opposed to that, you know, and support it.
We already went through this once.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, but
Yeah.
this guy, this is a different guy, we don't know what he's
Yeah,
got for
yeah, I know
idea.
what that is.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the one resident did come in and she had asked, well, what is he doing, what are his plans? And I said, I apologize, I don't know because that has nothing to do with us. All he's asking is to expand the water district, so I agree. I think it would be nice to have that follow-up, but that's not the water district's responsibility to restrict or
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's
dictate
got
what
nothing to do,
buildings
but I
can or
just-
can't go, so.
Just to this builder, it may behoove
Yes.
him, her to
Yep.
come in and shed to the light to the public what they're planning. The public might love it,
Yep.
you know, but it just, if you're looking for a vote, I would think that
Yeah,
that
someone
may.
wants some answers.
I'm not sure how far they've gone into the development, because the critical part is getting it in the district.
And I
So I'm
completely
not sure he
understand,
hasn't spent a whole
right,
lot.
from any developer perspective, like this is step one. If that's not even gonna happen.
Yeah, then it's
They're not
not.
gonna put a whole ton of money into, you know, getting a grant
Right.
scheme. That's all I'm saying, it's just like, whoever
But I'm
says
sure he's got an idea what he'd
I-
like to.
We'll reach out and see if
Yeah.
he can come on the.
He doesn't have to by any means, of just maybe just.
I agree, I
a suggestion.
spoke to him today, so
Yeah.
he's willing to come in, so he said he's informational things, so we'll present it to the board, you know,
Yeah.
prior to.
All right. That's all I have.
Me too.
I'm good.
Do you have any public comment?
Yes, Andy Starowski, Winter Court. I wanted to ask a few follow-up questions from the February 25th meeting. We were talking about the general surplus account. If I recall, Christie, we were talking, there was 1.1 million in that general surplus account. And at the meeting, we voted to allocate 298,000 for the readers and the excavator and the Medicare payment. I want to know about the Medicare payment. That was payments that the water district didn't make?
Yes.
So how long were the
Okay,
payments
answer
not
is-
made?
That was from an audit of over 2 years.
So for 2 years, those Medicare payments weren't made?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So that would leave us with about 815,000 in the general surplus account, roughly. I'm not asking you to do bookkeeping, but it's about that, correct?
I don't have the figures in front of me.
We'd have to look the
We'd
figures
have to
up.
look.
Sure, and I'm not trying to stump you guys, but we had about 1 million, we took out 300.
I'll go with those numbers, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to stump you or anything like that. And about 250 of that was PFAS money, correct? That we got from a settlement?
From the litigation.
Right.
Give or take.
Are we gonna put the PFAS money into a separate account?
It's in the surplus account, and that's its own separate.
But it's
together.
also commingled with other money, correct?
It's only with surplus, that's it.
But is it in the surplus,
Oh,
is it flagged as PFAS?
Yes, it's flagged in my system as that, yes,
But
so
it's
it's
all
tracked
kept
that
into
way.
this general surplus account, okay.
Well, all of the funds are kept in
Right.
banking together. As far as my tracking of the account, it's PFAS.
Because I've got a couple concerns, and I didn't know if we should be keeping the PFAS settlement money separate and tagging it, saying, this money we want to use for PFAS treatment.
Just
That we don't want to use it for excavating.
That's exactly what we're doing. With the PFAS money
Right.
that we have received from litigation or whatever
Right.
money we've gotten, is gone into the surplus account, which is flagged as PFAS
PFAS.
money. And if we have a PFAS related item, we would use that money. But we wouldn't use that money for new tires for the truck or.
Right, that's what and I'm sitting here just doing, okay, if I was running a checking account and I call it the general surplus. How would I know
Okay.
the fungibility of all the money?
Sure.
But that also brings up, can we carry more than $100,000 in surplus? Are you aware of any laws that say we can't?
No.
No.
Because it came to my attention that the water district can't carry more than $100,000 in surplus.
So move it out of surplus, put it in a cellular account. I don't know.
But the law, yeah,
I've never heard that. I heard you can't make
law?
money.
Like what law, what,
well, it's in the 1939 charter, section 10.
that says you can't carry more than,
It says that anything surplus of operating charges needs to be returned to the customers through rate reductions. And then in Mass General Law,
okay,
right, it does say
That's
that.
true.
okay.
And then Mass General Law says anything less more than 100,000, so it says you can keep
For
100.
water districts?
Right.
Oh, it does say
Specifically.
district specifically?
Right, it's specifically for water districts, cannot carry more than $100,000 in unallocated funds. Otherwise, it's to be returned to the rate users through
So
a.
PFAS money that we would get in?
No, that's allocated. So this is unallocated money. So at the end of the year, we had $1 million. And we said,
But you're including all the PFAS and
Right.
everything, yeah.
we had $250 for the PFAS, and, you know, Woody just said, yeah, that's allocated. And we took, and we said, we need the Medicare payment, and we need the excavator we're gonna do, and that leaves about,
Typically, we only have 200,000.
Yeah.
right, but,
Yeah, so I mean, over the last,
Well,
So
so
I'm
I think
concerned-
this is where the biggest change, a lot of what was coming in, I guess that's where you guys would need to decide is our banking, was our interest. You know what I mean? This is money that we're making off interest. You know what I mean? That was never done.
That's
Ever.
also, so some of the surplus is from the money off of interest.
Yeah.
It's not actually surplus
No, it's not that our
revenue from
budget
the
numbers,
takers.
it's not that our budget was, if you look at our budget
I would-
was
I
like
would-
nine,
I would-
1.9. Our expenses are, you know, 1.9, you know what I mean? Our budget and our
this
expenses.
is why I'm asking the question. And then Fran says, well, we'll just move it over to
Well, the
another
interest.
account, and it's like.
No,
well, wait a
but that's,
second.
but that's,
But
but that's
I was-
not,
yeah, I was
that's
being
not,
sarcastic,
yes,
but-
that's,
No, I
but that's.
understand the nature of your
It's a
comment.
good point, Andy, and I think it's something we'll look into. to
I'm
make sure
asking you
that-
to look into it because the law is written, so water districts aren't supposed to make a profit.
so
Correct.
we
Yeah.
like our enabling accident, there was a lot of money figures in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do turn it to the present value, and that you need to take your sort of, no matter if it said 10,000, whatever number it said, 1939, what's the present value of that? So
Right.
that's how that would work. And from what I was always told, wasn't aware of a surplus number, but I was always been told that you could only make a certain percentage over your budget.
Correct.
So we couldn't bring in $3 million a year
Yes.
and spend $2 million. So that to me was the surplus, and that was the money that you're not allowed to make
Right.
above.
We're a,
Yes.
for nonprofit company,
Right,
let's just say,
so
you know.
it was
Yes.
established in 39, and then in 59 they raised it, and then in 72 they made it 100,000, and so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Do we have a surplus? Because it sounds like we do. And someone said, there's laws that regulate how water districts can do that surplus. I
Yeah.
wanted to know
And
if
that's-
you were aware of that law. So it's Mass General Laws, Chapter 41, Section 69B. You might want to look up. Which begs the question, has the state ever audited the Lunenburg Water District?
We're audited every year.
Mhm.
We do an
By
audit
the,
every
by
year.
the state coming in?
No,
No.
We do it for the state,
right.
Yeah,
They
you
have
do
to
your
submit
own
it.
audit,
but we have to submit it to the state for the
Right, but
approval.
So they see it.
but has the state ever come in? No, okay.
They don't even audit themselves.
Yeah,
I work for the federal government.
yeah, get
guys.
the state to
I-
audit themselves,
That's
then
even
they can
worse.
come audit us.
No, so I will follow up because I guess the question I guess that we should have had a few years ago when the banking was changed and we were pulling in interest above and beyond, which is not part of the budget. So our budget numbers are, like you said, our budget numbers, there is no surplus in budget.
That's where I was at.
That's,
Right.
that,
So
so,
maybe how we're doing the accounting.
So
Because you
that's-
say, hey, we
that-
got general surplus there. We do.
so what I'm trying to say is the budget is if you look at our audits, our budgets are very close to our numbers, what we put out for budget and what we pull in for revenue
Sure.
for that. So what question probably should have come up when we voted to move some of the funds into high interest, or even in our, the CDs that we've put in. We've had that cellular money that we haven't spent, that has pulled in significant amount of interest. That should have been a question, and I will follow up with whoever I need to figure out how that should have been allocated, if it shouldn't be put into exactly
In other words,
surplus.
that
Yeah.
cellular account, if it generates interest, putting it right back
Put
into
it
the
back
cellular.
in.
What's the ballpark on the cellular account?
I think it was 1.6 million?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Wow.
Cause it.
Well,
Wow
wow.
is what
Well,
the
yeah.
number's gonna be when we have to paint the
Right.
tank on Pope
Right.
Road.
Yeah,
That's,
it's-
we're
so-
told it's over $1.5 million, so
Right.
we're kinda like hanging.
No,
on.
I
So that-
understand, that's not a house painting job.
Right, that's why that's there, so when it does come up, we're not like, oh, we need $1.5 million. So, yes,
Right.
let's look into that, but
Yeah.
it sounds like what we need to do is when we gain the interest from those matured CDs or what, you know,
Yep,
how we're
bank
doing
and
it,
stuff, yeah.
rolling it either right back
Yeah,
in
maybe
or
that's
something to
instead
that
of
effect.
just putting it back
Sending
in.
it, putting into that.
So, but I think he's making a good, maybe we just need, I don't think we're doing anything wrong, but I
No.
think we just need to
It needs to be.
Clarify
Yep.
where
coordinate,
the
yeah.
funds go.
Yep.
Got it,
Thank
I
you.
like it. Let's put that money in replacing mains.
yeah,
Yeah,
You can allocate it for that.
Yes.
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
so. All right, anything else, sir?
No, thank you.
Take a motion to adjourn.
I'm making a motion.
So moved.
Okay.